Welcome to the Master Key System Audiobook. This introduction sets the stage for the transformative journey ahead. You'll notice the integration of binaural beats designed to help you relax and enhance your focus as you absorb the powerful concepts presented. Find a comfortable, quiet space where you can listen without interruption. Allow yourself to relax and be open to the insights that will unfold. Remember, this is just the beginning of unlocking your infinite potential. Let's embark on this journey together, enlightening your radiant creative spirit and becoming as radiant as you are meant to be through the reception of this universal wisdom. The Master Key System, written by Charles F. Haanel in 1912 and first published in 1916 by Psychology Publishing, St. Louis, and the Master Key Institute, New York. Edited, introduced, and updated by Radiant Creative Solutions in the year 2024. The original text is now in the public domain. Introduction. The introduction emphasizes the importance of self-improvement through thought processes. It highlights that personal development is achieved by enhancing the quality of one's thoughts and ideals. The Master Key System is presented as a guide to harnessing the creative power of thought, encouraging readers to focus on constructive and creative thinking to manifest their desires and aspirations. Nature compels us all to move through life. We could not remain stationary, however much we wished. Every right-thinking person wants not merely to move through life like a sound-producing, preambulating plant, but to develop, to improve, and to continue the development mentally to the close of physical life. This development can occur only through the improvement of the quality of individual thought and the ideals, actions, and conditions that arise as a consequence. Hence, a study of the creative processes of thought and how to apply them is of supreme importance to each one of us. This knowledge is the means whereby the evolution of human life on Earth may be hastened and uplifted in the process. Humanity ardently seeks the truth and explores every avenue to it. In this process, it has produced a special literature which ranges the whole gamut of thought, from the trivial to the sublime, up from divination through all the philosophies to the final lofty truth of the Master Key. The Master Key, here given to the world as a means of tapping the great cosmic intelligence and attracting from it that which corresponds to the ambitions and aspirations of each reader and listener. Everything and institution we see around us, created by human agency, had first to exist as a thought in some human mind. Therefore, thought is constructive. Human thought is the spiritual power of the cosmos operating through its creature, man. The Master Key instructs the reader how to use that power and to use it both constructively and creatively. The things and conditions we desire to become realities, we must first create in thought. The Master Key explains and guides the process. The Master Key teaching has hitherto been published in the form of a correspondence course of 24 lessons, delivered to students, one lesson per week for 24 weeks. The reader and listener, who now receives the whole 24 parts at one time, is warned not to attempt to read the book like a novel, but to treat it as a course of study and conscientiously imbibe the meaning of each part, reading and rereading, or listening and re-listening. One part only per week, repeatedly, before proceeding to the next. Otherwise, the later parts will tend to be misunderstood, and the listener's time and money will be wasted. Used as instructed, the master key will make the listener a greater, better personality, equipped with a new power to achieve any worthy personal purpose and a new ability to enjoy life's beauty and wonder. F. H. Burgess. Forward. Some individuals seem to attract success, power, wealth, attainment with very little conscious effort. Others conquer with great difficulty. Still others fail altogether to reach their ambitions, desires, and ideals. Why is this so? Why should some people realize their ambitions easily, others with difficulty, and still others not at all? The cause cannot be physical, else the most perfect individuals, physically, would be the most successful. The difference, therefore, must be mental, must be in the mind. Hence, mind must be the creative force and must constitute the sole difference between individuals. It is the mind, therefore, which overcomes the environment and every other obstacle in the path of people. When the creative power of thought is fully understood, its effect will be seen to be marvelous. But such creations cannot be secured without proper application, diligence, and concentration. The student will find that the laws governing in the mental and spiritual world are as fixed and infallible as in the material world. To secure the desired results, then, it is necessary to know the law and to comply with it. A proper compliance with the law will be found to produce the desired result with invariable exactitude. The student who learns that power comes from within, that he is weak only because he has depended on help from outside, and who unhesitatingly throws himself on his own thought, instantly rights himself, stands erect, assumes a dominant attitude, and works miracles. It is evident, therefore, that he or she who fails to fully investigate and take advantage of the wonderful progress which is being made in this last and greatest science will soon be as far behind as the individual who would refuse to acknowledge and accept the benefits which have accrued to mankind through an understanding of the laws of electricity. Of course, the mind creates negative conditions just as readily as favorable conditions. And when we consciously or unconsciously visualize every kind of lack, limitation, and discord, we create these conditions. This is what many are unconsciously doing all the time. This law, as well as every other law, is no respecter of persons, but is in constant operation and is relentlessly bringing to each individual exactly what he has created. In other words, whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall also reap. Abundance, therefore, depends upon a recognition of the laws of abundance and the fact that mind is not only the creator, but the only creator of all there is. Certainly nothing can be created before we know that it can be created and then make the proper effort. There is no more electricity in the world today than there was 50 years ago, But until someone recognized the law by which it could be made of service, we received no benefit. Now that the law is understood, practically the whole world is lit by it. So with the law of abundance, it is only those who recognize the law and place themselves in harmony with it who share in its benefits. The scientific spirit now dominates every field of effort. Relations of cause and effect are no longer ignored. The discovery of a region of law marked an epoch in human progress. It eliminated the element of uncertainty and caprice in people's lives and substituted law, reason, and certitude. People now understand that for every result, there is an adequate and definite cause, so that when a given result is desired, they seek the condition by which this result may be attained. The basis upon which all law rests was discovered by inductive reasoning, which consists of comparing a number of separate instances with one another until the common factor which gives rise to them all is seen. It is this method of study to which the civilized nations owe the greater part of their prosperity and the more valuable part of their knowledge. It has lengthened life. It has mitigated pain. It has spanned rivers. It has brightened the night with the splendor of day, extended the range of vision, accelerated motion, annihilated distance, facilitated intercourse, and enabled individuals to descend into the sea and travel into the air. What wonder then that individuals soon endeavored to extend the blessings of this system of study to their method of thinking, so that when it became plainly evident that certain results followed a particular method of thinking, it only remained to classify these results. This method is scientific, and it is the only method by which we shall be permitted to retain that degree of liberty and freedom which we have become accustomed to look upon as an inalienable right, because people are safe at home and in the world only if national preparedness means such things as growing surplus of health, accumulated efficiency in public and private business of whatever sort, continuous advancement in the science and art of acting together, and the increasingly dominant endeavor to make all of these and all other aspects of national development center and revolve about ascending life, singly and collectively, for which science, art, and ethics furnish guidance and controlling motives. The master key is based on absolute scientific truth and will unfold the possibilities that lie dormant in the individual and teach how they may be brought into powerful action to increase the person's effective capacity, bringing added energy, discernment, vigor, and mental elasticity. The student who gains an understanding of the mental laws which are unfolded will come into the possession of an ability to secure results hitherto undreamed of, and which has rewards hardly to be expressed in words. It explains the correct use of both the receptive and active elements of the mental nature, and instructs the students in the recognition of opportunity. It strengthens the will and reasoning powers, and teaches the cultivation and best uses of imagination, desire, the emotions, and the intuitional faculty. It gives initiative, tenacity of purpose, wisdom of choice, intelligent sympathy, and a thorough enjoyment of life on its higher planes. The master key teaches the use of mind power, true mind power, not any of the substitutes and perversions. It has nothing to do with hypnotism, magic, or any of the more or less fascinating deceptions by which many are led to think that something can be had for nothing. The Master Key cultivates and develops the understanding which will enable you to control the body and thereby the health. It improves and strengthens the memory. It develops insight, the kind of insight which is so rare, the kind which is the distinguishing characteristic of every successful business person, the kind which enables individuals to see the possibilities as well as the difficulties in every situation, the kind which enables one to discern opportunity close at hand. For thousands fail to see opportunities almost within their grasp while they are industriously working with situations which under no possibility can be made to realize any substantial return. The Master Key develops mental power, which means that others instinctively recognize that you are a person of force, of character, that they want to do what you want them to do. It means that you attract others and things to you, that you are what some people call lucky, that things come your way, that you have come into an understanding of the fundamental laws of nature and have put yourself in harmony with them, that you are in tune with the infinite, that you understand the law of attraction, the natural laws of growth, and the psychological laws on which all advantages in the health, social, and business worlds rest. Mental power is creative power. It gives you the ability to create for yourself. It does not mean the ability to take away something from someone else. Nature never does things that way. Nature makes two blades of grass grow where one grew before, and mind power enables individuals like you to do the same thing. The Master Key develops insight and sagacity, increased independence, and the ability and disposition to be helpful. It destroys distrust, depression, fear, melancholy, and every form of lack, limitation, and weakness, including pain and disease. It awakens buried talents, supplies initiative, force, energy, and vitality. It awakens an appreciation of the beautiful in art, literature, and science. It has changed the lives of thousands of men and women by substituting definite principles for uncertain and hazy methods, and principles for the foundation upon which every system of efficiency must rest. The late Elbert Gary, the chairman of the United States Steel Corporation, said, "The services of advisors, instructors, efficiency experts, and successful management are indispensable to most business enterprises of magnitude. But I deem the recognition and adoption of right principles vastly more important." The Master Key System teaches right principles and suggests methods for making a practical application of the principles, in that it differs from every other course of study. It teaches that the only possible value which can attach to any principle is in its application. Many read books, take home study courses, attend lectures all their lives without ever making any progress in demonstrating the value of the principles involved. The Master Key suggests methods by which the value of the principles taught may be demonstrated and put in actual practice in daily experience. There is a change in the thought of the world. This change is silently transpiring in our midst, and it is more important than any which the world has undergone. The present revolution in the opinions of all classes of individuals, the highest and most cultured people, as well as those of the laboring class, stands unparalleled in the history of the world. Science has, of late, made such vast discoveries, has revealed such an infinity of resources, has unveiled such enormous possibilities and such unsuspected forces, that scientifically minded individuals more and more hesitate to affirm certain theories as established and indubitable, or to deny other theories as absurd or impossible. And so a new civilization is being born. Customs, creeds, and cruelty are passing. Vision, faith, and service are taking their place. The fetters of tradition are being melted off from humanity, and as the dross of materialism is being consumed, thought is being liberated, and truth is rising full-orbed before an astonished multitude. The whole world is on the eve of a new consciousness, a new power, and a new realization of the resources within the self. The last century saw the most magnificent material progress in history. The present century will produce the greatest progress in mental and spiritual power. Physical science has resolved matter into molecules, molecules into atoms, atoms into energy, and it has remained for Sir Ambrose Fleming in an address before the Royal Institution to resolve this energy into mind. He says, in its ultimate essence, energy may be incomprehensible by us, except as an exhibition of the direct operation of that which we call mind or will. Let us see what the most powerful forces in nature are. In the mineral world, everything is solid and fixed. In the animal and vegetable kingdom, it is in a state of flux, forever changing, always being created and recreated. In the atmosphere, we find heat, light, and energy. Each realm becomes finer and more spiritual as we pass from the visible to the invisible, from the coarse to the fine, from the low potentiality to high potentiality. When we reach the invisible, we find energy in its purest and most volatile state. And as the most powerful forces of nature are the invisible forces, so we find that the most powerful forces of individuals are his or her invisible forces. Their spiritual force, and the only way in which the spiritual force can manifest is through the process of thinking. Thinking is the only activity which the spirit possesses, and thought is the only product of thinking. Addition and subtraction are therefore spiritual transactions. Reasoning is a spiritual process. Ideas are spiritual conceptions. Questions are spiritual searchlights, and logic, argument, and philosophy are spiritual machinery. Every thought brings into action certain physical tissue, parts of the brain, nerve, or muscle. This produces an actual physical change in the construction of the tissue. Therefore, it is only necessary to have a certain number of thoughts on a given subject in order to bring about a complete change in the physical organization of a person. This is the process by which failure is changed to success. Thoughts of courage, power, inspiration, and harmony are substituted for thoughts of despair, lack, limitation, and discord. And as these thoughts take root, the physical tissue is changed, and the individual sees life in a new light. The old things have actually passed away, and all things have become new. He is born again, this time born of the Spirit. Life has a new meaning for him. He is reconstructed and is filled with joy, confidence, hope, energy. She sees opportunities for success to which she was heretofore blind. He recognizes possibilities which had before no meaning for him. The thoughts of success with which she has been impregnated are radiated to those around her, and they, in turn, help her onward and upward. He attracts to him new and successful associates, and this, in turn, changes his environment, so that by this simple exercise of thought, a person changes not only himself, but his environment, circumstances, and conditions. You will see, you must see, that we are at the dawn of a new day. The possibilities are so wonderful, so fascinating, so limitless as to be almost bewildering. A century ago, any person with an airplane or even a Gatling gun could have annihilated a whole army equipped with the implements of warfare in use then. So it is at present. Any individual with the knowledge of the possibilities contained in the master key has an inconceivable advantage over the multitude. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the introduction of the master key system. We've explored the foundational principles that set the stage for unlocking your infinite potential. Remember, it is recommended to listen to this introduction every day for a week before moving forward to part 1, ensuring you fully absorb these key concepts. In part 1, we'll delve into the power of thought and its incredible influence on your life. You'll learn practical techniques to harness your mind's potential, setting the stage for transformative change and personal growth. If you found this introduction enlightening, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when part 1 is released. Thank you for listening, and remember, we are here to help you become as radiant as you're meant to be.